Hello everyone, a very good afternoon from Newgen and Swamiji Group. Uh,
Hi, good
today's
afternoon.
uh, today webinar is scheduled along with our partner, Mr. Swamiji Group, who is our premium partner. So we'll start the webinar and the introduction in couple of minutes. We are waiting for a couple of more participants to join. Thank you for your patience. Hi everyone, I am back. So, good afternoon, a very good afternoon from my side. I hope everyone is safe and well at their home. I hope your families are safe. So, today's we at Newgen Software Technologies Limited, along with our premium partner Somyaji Group, have organized this webinar to automate your document centric processes related to your financial institutions on OmniDocs ActiveScript. That Do you know that automating your document centric processes, you can decrease the processing cost by up to 90%. So in this webinar we are going to tell you how you can do that with our solution ActiveScript. My name is Mohammad Saad Beg and I work as a brand manager of Newgen OmniDocs ActiveScript. We also have with us Mr. Krishna Somyaji, who is the managing director of Somyaji Group, which is our premium partner for banks and NBFCs in India. I also have with me Mr. Devendra Nagpal, who is the head of our products and solutions training, and he will be giving the demo of this solution to you. Now coming on to the part for the flow of the webinar. To start with, Mr. Krishna will give the brief introduction about the Somyaji Group as well as the introduction about their partnership with Newgen. Moving ahead, I'll acclimatize you and get familiar with the new product of ActiveScript. As we move ahead, Mr. Devendra Nagpal will be giving the demonstration for the account opening process and how the banks and NBFCs can onboard new customers using our solution. At the very end, we'll be taking up question answers. Meanwhile, if you have any query, any question, you can post it in the chat box. We will be very happy to take up your queries. So over to Mr. Krishna for his part. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thanks, Saad. Thank you very much, and very good afternoon to everybody. My name is Krishna Somayaji. I'm the MD of Somayaji Group of Companies. Uh, we've recently associated with Newgen, and Somayaji Group is, almost 7.5-year-old group of companies, and we have about 100 plus clients, and we are basically the system integrators, and we focus on small and medium banks across India and other countries also. So this presentation is basically on Newgen's ActiveScript, which is a combination of business process management and document management and enterprise content management. Combining these three products, they've made it a new solution called ActiveScript. Any of that, there are experts like Mr. Pal and Saad will take care of the entire this thing. Since there are so many new customers have also joined, I would like to brief about our group. I'll take just 5 to 8 minutes of the time, just giving a brief introduction about our group. So we have three companies under the group and a foundation. Somayaji Technolabs India Private Limited, which is recently renamed as Somayaji TechSERV India Private Limited. Since we are more into the services than a product company, so we renamed it as Somayaji TechSERV. And Somayaji Investments and Ventures, again we are renaming it as Somayaji ThoughtWorks Bharat Private Limited. This is more of a consulting and on large infrastructure projects. And Somayaji Creatives India Private Limited is a branding company. We have done a lot of branding films, and we are doing a lot of branding opportunities, working on a lot of opportunities with various small and medium banks in India. And the foundation is more like it's a CSR activity for our group, and to give back something back to the society. This is about our group. Exactly, if you want to put it in few words, it's like technology, infrastructure, branding, and philanthropy. This is what a group is focusing on. And so how we work this, we have almost like 7.5 years in this business. We create a lot of value and add a lot of value and create value for both partners and clients. So I have about 25 years of experience in the same domain. So when we have decided to start the business, see, especially the financial domain has, it's a very, very matured and complex domain. So for anybody to bring a new product, it is not an easy, but there is always a lot of scope for services, especially your project management and implementation and first level support. So we chose that area, and then we've signed with multiple partners. And every year we are growing at this thing of almost 25-30% every year, and we have been adding a lot of clients, and today we have 100+ clients with us. And we have a very focused approach, and we are very transparent with both partners as well as clients. And we have built a lot of capabilities. Now today we have a good team who have learned in implementing and doing a lot of project management for large and complex projects. So that is actually my core competence. So my team also, now we have built a team which can take up a completely an enterprise solution, and with only 10-15% of support from the OEM or OSD, and 85-90% our team is implementing. So we build that kind of capabilities today. And most of the times we work with partners, and we have a tripartite agreement so that everybody is safe. Like it's like win-win-win. So partner should not feel that how managing the client relationship. Client should not feel that what kind of relation and I have with my OEM, whether everything is going smooth or not. So generally we work on a tripartite agreement, unless the company is completely a partner centric companies. And we are again, like we add value with our project management and implementation support capabilities. We are not like a bottleneck for any of this thing. And my background is I have 25 years of experience in the same domain. I did my advanced program in strategic management from IIM Calcutta, and I've done my computer programming, and I've got university second rank. And 25 years I've worked for many. Before starting, I was with HCL. Prior to this thing, I was with the HCL as a national manager for payment solutions. Why we chose this path, I told you. Today, there's a lot of scope for implementation, project management, and support than developing a product, because there are products are flooded in the market. There are so many products, especially financial domain, because there are more than 50,000 banks in India, all financial institutes in India with 3 million branch networks. So it's a huge domain, and there are petty vendors to giants are there in this business. You name any company, there's a small company to up to Infosys or Oracle is there in the business. So that's the reason we have not chosen that product path, and we have chosen the services thing. And 7.5 years, every year we are growing, even despite this corona and this pandemic last year, and we have made almost some 20% growth. And this year what we have planned, we have dropped so many other products where a lot of energy was going into that, and with very thin margins and too many complexities in support. So we have removed certain product this thing from our portfolio and added some new products. Newgen is one of the this thing, which will again go hand in hand with our kind of profile. See, we are implementing core banking, we are implementing a lot of banking products. So this Newgen product, the products, the solution will blend with our existing offerings. So that will be very easy for our team also to understand and implement, and also it is easy for us to coordinate with Newgen, and for Newgen also a partner like us will be a value add. And this 7.5 years, 100 plus clients, 500 plus projects, and 15 plus awards we have got. And this Somayaji TechSERV, recently it is renamed as TechSERV. Earlier it was Technolabs India Private Limited, which is an ISO 9001 certified company. And the expertise is completely the system integration, project management, implementation, first level support, and also consultancy. Consultancy is both your technology consultancy as well as process consultancy, because we have so many bankers associated with us as advisors. So we even take up the process consultancy, and we take up turnkey projects. And our business focus is basically like we are like fintech, health tech, and edutech. Presently our focus is not much on health tech and edutech, but there are so many products. What we are handling now can also be suitable for healthcare industry as well as education industry. So the mainly a focus is on fintech, financial financial institutes, especially the banks and NBFCs, and the similar products can also be proposed to the other two verticals. Other than that, slowly we maybe in after 1 year we'll aggressively get into the other two verticals also. And so basically we have three categories of solutions. One, enterprise solutions, payment solutions, and services. Enterprise solutions, we have core banking, we have anti-money laundering, we have legal recovery solution, loan originating. Again, we are coming very, very aggressively with loan originating solution. That solution will have an access to DigiLocker, so that instantly, the banks or NBFCs can, either approve or reject the loans. So we'll come to that. And a conversational AI and chatbot, and enterprise content management, business process management, and document management. All three put together, this ActiveScript, they've designed a new solution for, especially for the small and medium banks on a cloud model. That anyhow, Mr. Pal and Saad will take on that. As far as payment solutions are concerned, anything under the NPCI network, especially ATM, POS, e-commerce, IMPS, mobile banking, eKYC, UPI, the whole gamut of thing we provide. And software solutions under this payment thing is a four-way recon, internet banking, e-banking, transaction analyzer, WhatsApp banking. WhatsApp banking, in last 1 month we have organized nearly 18 to 20 presentations, and there are so many people who are very much interested in WhatsApp banking, because you can do financial, non-financial transactions as well as KYC also we can do with that. And services, basically a lot of things we are moving towards cloud. So all solutions we are now, this year onwards, it will be mainly on the cloud solution than going for license model. System integration, project management, implementation, that is our core competence. And even if somebody is going for, if they are giving only project management opportunities also we take up. See, product is not mine or services are not mine, but if if an organization approaches only to take care of the project management, even only that piece also we can take care. And consultancy, I told you about the process and technology consulting we do. And we've got so many awards for various capabilities. And for the company as an individual, for me, there are a lot of awards and a lot of articles or published in various magazines called CAO Review, and even we were with NCR earlier. We've got one of the best partner award in Barcelona, in from NCR recently, and there are some awards from State Bank of India's MD, and there are a lot of press coverage happen, because of our the way how we do business in various offerings catering to one vertical like banking and financial services. And we are also part of an organization called Europe India Business and Industry, we jointly organized a lot of events in European Parliament and UK Parliament, and this is basically for the business exchange program. And in 2019, I was one of the panelists in this European Parliament summit conducted at Brussels, Belgium in 2019. This is about us. Now I'll hand out to Mr. Saad to talk about this ActiveScript.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Krishna, for the brief introduction about your organization. Now, I'm going to share my screen, and please confirm once you are able to see it. So I hope it is visible. So today's webinar is about discussing the latest offering of Newgen software technologies by the name of OmniDocs ActiveScript. OmniDocs ActiveScript is the solution that can automate your document-centric processes and can deploy them on cloud. I hope the Indian banks do not need any introduction regarding Newgen. Newgen is a 28-year-old company, and it has been publicly listed in India. BFSI sector is our bread and butter, with most of the top banks of India, which are using our products and solutions. So let me give you a brief background why we came up with this solution. As we know, with the advent of COVID-19 pandemic, with the first and second wave all around India, digital automation has been a priority for many organizations. As a bank, you must be knowing that the customers are hesitant in coming to your branches, or they are hesitant in touching the physical set of documents. So we needed a solution that can urgently automate these document-centric processes, so the banks can receive customers on regular basis. They can do new business and onboard new customers very easily. So this is the solution that we are offering you, which can be deployed within 2 to 3 weeks, so that your employees can work from home and your customers can you can onboard customers remotely from the various geographies. Now moving ahead to the overall architectural diagram, that what is ActiveScript. So let's just assume that you might be having around 10,000 customers for whom you must have received documents in physical format, and they will be stored in the back office record room. You can scan those documents, digitize them, and store them on cloud. Now you must be having some customers which will be coming to you presently and or will come to you in future. You can intake their documents digitally. You can process them by verifying and authorizing them and store them on cloud. So with ActiveScript solution, all your customer documents are getting consolidated at one place, so that you can access them at any point of time for your reference. Also, you can do more business from the existing customer if the customer's documents are handy and are available with you. Now we move inside of ActiveScript and how ActiveScript works, and it helps you increase the efficiency of your organization and remove the turnaround time of processing. So we are offering you multiple initiation channels to intake the documents. You can intake the documents through a web portal that we are offering you. You can intake the documents through an email if any customer is sending you documents in the form of an attachment, or if the customer is walking into your branch with an application form and supporting documents, you can also scan those documents with our scanning software OmniScan and index them on ActiveScript. Now we move ahead to the processing part. So once this application form, Aadhaar card, PAN card have been intaken from the customer, your employees which are sitting remotely or sitting in one branch office can access those documents. They might be working from their home, or they might be working from the remote branch or from their hometown. They can access these documents, they can verify these documents, they can authorize them, and at last these documents will be archived at the last page, where they can be accessed by you at any point of time. So this ActiveScript is reducing the processing cost as well as the processing time of your documents, thus helping you to onboard new customers in a very fast manner. Now we move on to the part of why use ActiveScript. Why should a bank use ActiveScript to automate their document entry processes, and what is the value proposition of this solution? So first of all, with ActiveScript, a bank or financial institute is getting a multiple initiation channels. Multiple initiation channels will help them take documents from various levels at in the various format. They can utilize the portal, they can utilize the mail connector, or they can simply scan and capture the physical document. We are offering you multiple pre-configured banking processes. So these banking processes are the business processes in the simple hierarchies, so that you need not configure them and waste time in the implementation of this solution. These processes comes in pre-configured format, so that they can be readily deployed at any point of time. We are offering you a central repository to store your documents, so that these documents are accessible to you at any point of time, and all these documents are stored in encrypted format, so you need not worry about the security of these documents or the privacy of your customer. Now comes a very important part. All these processes as well as the repository is accessible to you through two fronts. That is through a web portal on your browser, whether you are using a laptop or a computer, or through a mobility app which comes free of cost with ActiveScript. So through this mobility app, you can access any function at any point of time. Now this solution is deployed on Microsoft Azure Cloud. Microsoft Azure Cloud is being utilized by more than 90% of the financial institutions all around the world, which comes in the top 500 financial institutions. And they have readily deployed their solutions on Azure Cloud, and they rely it for the security purpose and for the certifications and compliances followed by various institutions all across the world. Now coming on to the different use cases of ActiveScript, or what are the use cases and the pre-configured processes that you are getting with ActiveScript. These pre-configured processes are thoroughly researched by a subject matter expert, and through the vast experience that Newgen has with banks from all around the world like ICICI, HBSC, Punjab National Bank, etc. These processes are pre-configured for the banks to be deployed at any point of time. You can start with account opening process, and you can diversify into credit card or debit card loan application. If you want to diversify into trade finance, let's just assume that you get a license to do trade financing in India by RBI. You get to have various processes related to trade finance which are cumbersome in terms of documents. Also, if you want to diversify into general corporate functions like employee onboarding, invoice processing, procure to pay, all these processes are also available to you. So all these employee records can be stored in a digital manner, so that your reliance on paper reduces throughout time. And we also have general corporate functions relating to the HR processes like employee onboarding, offboarding, leave management, etc. Now coming on to the icing of the cake. The icing of the cake is an ActiveScript portal. You can see the screenshot of this portal on your screen. This portal is configurable as per the requirement of your bank or NBFC. You can ask your customers to submit the online application through this portal. They can easily track their account opening status on a real-time basis through this portal. And in case their application has been rejected, they will be receiving an acknowledgement mail so that they can resubmit the application process again. Also, this portal helps you to reach out to more number of customers across the remote geography, and it will help you to set up one-man branch offices for quick business expansion. We have a case study. If you reach out to us after this webinar, we have a case study for a bank in India where we help the bank to set up 2-man branch offices all across India for the expansion of the bank at a very large level. Now, the cherry on top is an ActiveScript mobile application. These are the screenshots of the ActiveScript mobile application through which you can access the process at any point of time. Let's just assume your branch manager or any other officer is traveling from one branch to the other and you need his or her approval to move the documents. You can do that very easily with the help of ActiveScript. This mobile application, along with the portal as well as the 30 plus financial institution processes, comes to you for absolutely free of cost on cloud. Now we move on to the part of OmniDocs, which is the working as a backbone for ActiveScript. OmniDocs is a 30-year-old ECM solution of Newgen, which has been automating and digitizing workplace and documents of various industries. We are the only Asian product company to have been recognized by analysts like Forrester and Gartner. In the recent report of November 2020 by Gartner, we were recognized as a visionary in our solutions. We also have the world record of the world's largest document management system deployment, where we archive the documents of LIC India. LIC India is a very familiar name in India, to the volume of 13 billion. And these documents are concurrently being used by all the employees of the LIC, which are to the volume of 25,000 users. So thank you for your time and patience. Now we move ahead to Mr. Devendra Nagpal, who will be giving us the presentation and the demonstration of the account opening process here. If you have any query regarding this solution, you can post it in the chat box and we'll be answering that at the end of the webinar. So thank you from my side. Over to Mr. Devendra.
Thank you, Saad, and very welcome team out here. So let me share my screens to you. So as Saad has rightly pointed out that you see the ActiveScript provides you various options to initiate an application, right? So I'm out here trying to initiate one account opening process from using the you see Outlook out here. So let's try to understand that how it all goes. So let's say this is the application been drafted by the customer and he is trying to send it to the organization, to the bank, in fact, for processing an account opening application, right? So let's forward this one to the bank. So here the attachment has been made, request has been given on the mail, and here we go. So the customer has sent it to the bank, right? Now let's go to the bank Outlook. And here we are. So this is the Outlook of the bank, and here we'll soon receive the incoming application from the customer. So as Saad has pointed out that there are multiple channels through which the initiation can happen, and undoubtedly email is one of the major channels through which the applications from the customers can be received, right? Similarly, it goes for the other applications also. The template which has been just showcased by Saad, not only on account opening, on different other you see activities, the emails can be received from the customer or from the vendors, and in a similar fashion the processing can be done. So here we are soon going to receive the email from the customer, and thereafter we'll see how the processing will take place. So the whole idea is that how the processing of all these incoming applications can be done with. The other channels, as pointed out by Saad, are going to be the portal, of course. Through a portal also, the application can be initiated, and through a scanning solution, that means through OmniScan Web also, the scanning of the physical documents can be done, and that can also be processed. So these are the different channels through which the
Mr.
initiation
Devinder,
of the
I think your
applications.
Mr. Devinder, I think your screen has frozen. Yeah, no, it's working. Okay.
Okay. So let's see that we receive the mail as quickly as possible. So in case it is taking some time, so let me take my previous application, right? So let's say this is an application, right, which has been received by the organization, and here this application can be further processed or can be initiated into ActiveScript environment. So what this user, maybe an executive of the bank, will just select the email like this, and will click on the add-in option on the top, and then we'll click on upload to OmniDocs, right? He should be a right user, so he should have a right credentials. So here the user credential is AO_CCA1. So he will log in with the right credential and will select the right cabinet and will upload it into OmniDocs environment. So here you can see the list of document along with the email are been selected automatically. These are the items to be uploaded. So this can be applied as a metadata. And here you can see the subject is auto captured, and also the email will also be auto captured in a practical situation. Here there is a, you see some configuration going on, because of which this is not been captured. Otherwise your email will also be captured. I mean, the email of the customer will also be captured. And here we go, we are just uploading it, and the upload has been successfully done. That means from an email, the documents along with the email has been uploaded into ActiveScript environment. Now let's go to the ActiveScript environment. Now this user will log in. So let's see how login will happen. Now this is the branch officer user. So that's why we say account opening BO1, and this user will log in here, right? And as he logs in, so he'll be directed towards the ActiveScript environment. And this user is acting as a verifier, right? So he's going to verify the things. Now here you can see there are multiple applications that this branch officer is receiving. So you can check, and he can also see the source out here, that through which source is coming. It can be through a portal, it can be through an OmniScan web. The date also has been showcased. You can just narrow down onto your applications, right? And this is how the applications can be seen, right? You can see that this is the one that we have just seen out here. We can open up this application, right? And you can see all the documents out here, right? So the email and the document given by the customer has been showcased here. The emails also been showcased in shape of MSG or HTML formats, right? Now on the left hand side, if you notice, there is, you see the metadata or the data entry that need to be done, right? Like the customer name, which can be seen out here on the image as it can be populated, right? So this is how the data entry can quickly be done, right? And what type of customer? It's a new customer. And what's going to be the branch ID. Now this is pretty much configurable. You can configure the things from the backend, right? So that is pretty much configurable. The account number, For date, we have the calendar for you. Now this is the ID, SIF ID. That's a unique ID been given here. And then you can save, right? So this way, quickly the data entry can be done. Now this user, he realizes that there is something missing, right? So there are number of documents that have been required. Now this executive finds, or the branch officer finds, that the photograph has not been provided by the customer. Now, in order to have the photograph from the customer, he can send an email, right? So you have an option out here to send an email. So we can send an email and can furnish that please share the photograph, right? Let's say this is what has been required, and that's what he's referring to here. And he sends it back to the customer, right? So this is how an email can be sent back, right? So you can see here the email has gone, right? So now you can quickly again search out the document out here, right? And can just open it up, right? So you can see that the mail has gone. Now in that case, what need to be done is, I think we have taken a wrong one. Right, so this is the one for which the email has been sent. Now there can be a possibility that this user by mistake can approve or reject it. Now how is going to avoid that, because he's still waiting for the document. Now in order to do that, just to avoid the approval or the rejection, he has to put this application on hold and can give the reason that there's a missing document, maybe the photograph is missing. Right, so this is what he has furnished as the reason, and say okay to it. Right, so you can furnish the reason that why you are put on hold, because the next time you log in, you will get an idea that why this application is put on hold, right? So that's the way you can go for it. Right, so you can see now, and now you can you see this user will wait for the photograph from the customer. So now let's go back to the customer. Now this customer has received the should have received the email from the bank, and here we are. We can see that the email has been received. Please share your photograph. So what he'll do, he'll just reply it back to the bank, and he will attach the photograph, right, and will send it back. Please find attach, and will send it back to the bank. So this way, you see a two-way communication. Now it can be for various reasons, not only for sharing a photograph, there can be other inputs that the bank may be requiring, or other kind of communication that the banks need to do with the customer or with your vendor. So this option is going to be quite helpful in maintaining such communications. Now let's go back to the bank, right? So the bank have received it. Yes, you can see that the photograph has come up here. You can also see the previous application which we couldn't receive on time, but we have received it now. Now we will act on this one since we have received the photograph. So what this user will do, again, the same approach has to be done. He has to go to select the email, click on add-ins, and then click on OmniDocs. Again, login AO underscore CCA1, and then the password. And here we are also attaching the photograph here. Right, so this way the photograph is also been uploaded into OmniDocs environment. So now if you go back to the user out here, you'll see that the application has been received, right? So we can just check again onto the modified dates, and here we are. We can see that this application has come up and it carries a photograph, right? So it carries a photograph out here, and now this photograph can be merged into the previous application. Now, how you can do that? You just need to click on add to existing, right? So this will add the application into an existing application, right? So you can just do that, and this is how the attachment has been done. That means it has merged into the previous application, right? So this is how the incoming applications can be received, can be merged into the previous applications, right? And you can check all those details here, right? All the details can be checked out here. You can see that I think just a moment, guys. So here we are, right? So you can see here that the photograph is also been reflected along with the other details, right? Like the other document that has been shared by the customer, which was an application form, right? So this is how multiple such kind of documents or the inputs from the customer can be received. And at the same time, you also have an option. I mean, the user has an option to annotate the document, right? So when I say annotate, that means sometime the document need to be highlighted, right? There can be other areas where you don't want to share the certain details to the next user. You can just hide it, right? If that is an requirement you have. So you can use these annotations, right? There are multiple annotations available. You can use the lines, you can use the highlighting of it or hiding of the area, or you want some stamping to be done, right? So the stamps can also be used here. And if you want to put some notes here onto the document itself, so that can also be done, like let's say approved, right? So the user can put in some comments here, and these comments can be dragged also easily to a suitable area onto the document. And you should save the annotations also, right? So this way the annotations can be saved. And now in the note section, a user can also give his comments, right? So documents complete and approved, right? That's what this user has to say, and he will just put his comment. So you can see here that verifier, what the verifier is saying, right? All are being captured with the date and time stamp, right? Now, what need to be done here is that it will not get approved, right? The reason being that it is in the state of hold, right? So far, right? So therefore, it cannot move ahead. So for that, we have to release it, right? So we have to release it from here. And now the status has become active. You can check it by going into the verify and then just looking at the details, right? You can see the status of the application as active, right? On the top, this is the one application. So you can open it up, and now you can take a decision of approve or reject or whatever you want to do, right? So let's say approved. So this application has gone and has gone to the next work step, right? So this is how the movement of the application will take place. Now the next user on the line will log in, right? So he is branch manager. So he will log in. BM1 is the username and he will log in. He's acting as an approver. So he'll just look into it and we'll see again. He can see that there are various application being received by this user, and here we are. So the top, the application has been received, and he can check all the details here. So he can check the annotations also been planted, and he can also check the notes of the previous user, that means the verifier. Now this user can further take a decision. Now in case this user want it to forward it for some reference to some other users, maybe an external user, right? So you can forward it to the external users also, right? You can add the users, the email ID of the users, and hence this document can also be forwarded to the internal or external users, right? In case it is external, so you may also use passcode just for security reasons, right? And also if you want to send it as an attachment or as a link, it's all up to you. And then you can also give a message right out here. So all that can be used in case you want some reference, some comments or some advice from the external or internal users, so the documents can also be shared or can be forwarded, right? At the same time, sometimes the document need to be replaced. The document which has been submitted is somehow wrong, right? So you might have received something which need to be replaced. So for that case, you have a check-in, check-out option, right? So there are some questions coming up. I'll take it up after the session, guys. Just hold on, right? And here you have a check-in, check-out option where I can download this application into my local system, or in case in Google Drive also, and can replace it with the correct document. So that option is also been given to you, right? Now thereafter, this user also have the liberty to accept or reject. So let's say he's accepting it. So he accepts it, and then he can post it, right? So you can see every user's comments will get registered here for later reference. The approval with the history will be available to you. Now here the user can now take an action. Now before that, in case the document name been given by the customer is not correct, right? So you can use the configure document option where there are relevant names to the document been given, right? Like AOTIF, you want to say that this is front page ID proof, right? And the photograph, you already have a photograph, right? So that's why a correct name has been given, right? In case it is wrong, you can map it with the correct name, right? So this way you can give a correct name to the document by using document configuration, right? So here let's name it as a supporting document and then update it. So this way we are going to update the name of the documents, right? So that's how the document configuration will work for you. And now finally, when everything is okay, so now the action has to be taken, and in that case the user is going to authorize to the final user, right? So here we are. So he is authorized to the final user. Now the final user in this case is a filing manager, right? So the FM1 is a filing manager who will file this document into the OmniDocs environment. So here we are, we have filing a manager out here. Now he will look into the application. This is the one been received. He can check all those details, check the photograph, he can check the supporting document, right? And now he can also give his comments, right? All fine. Filing. and finally you can take a decision by just filing, and a successful filing has happened. That means this document has gone and has gone into the repository. That's the first option on the top. Now here you can quickly search that document. The search option has also been there, but let me show it from here. Right, so here we are. We can see the documents out here. Right, all the documents of the customer will be visible to you. And here we have the number, the SIF ID number which we have planted. Right, on the basis of that, a dynamic folder has been created, because the SIF ID of the customer is a unique ID, and that's why that has been used to name the folder. And within this folder, all the documents of the customer are been residing, as you can see. Right, so that's how you can see the entire processing of the application will take place. And here you can see the document of the customer, the application form. Right, so that's the entire processing, right from inception, right from initiation to approval of the documents, with variety of options to communicate with the customer. And then finally you can store it into the repository, as we can see. Now once it has been stored out here, you can see that you have the default features of OmniDocs, where again you can apply the alarms and reminders onto it. Right, so here you can apply the reminders or the alarms. Supposing the document has been deleted by someone, so somebody who's the owner can get an information on that, right, the notification onto that. Somebody adds a note, somebody moved it, somebody renamed it. So whatever activity has been performed on the document, you being the owner or a stakeholder can know that who did that. Right, then similarly, the linking of the documents. Sometimes the documents are residing in different locations. You just don't want to go into that folder, but a ready-made link must be there to the reference document. So the moment I open up, let's say, a PO, I should be able to see the concerned invoices against that. Right, so that's how the linking is possible. Then the print is of course been there. You can download the document. You can check out the document again. Right, so check out again, we have already discussed that if you want to replace the document with some correct document or with some updated document, so that can be done. Even furthermore, you have the versioning of the document. Right, so multiple version of the same document can be maintained. You can copy or move the document from one location to another if you feel like, or if there is a requirement. So all these options will be there for you. Right, so that's how the entire capabilities of OmniDocs will be there. You simply can use this for storage also, apart from the workflow that we have seen. So organization, those simply need to dump the documents or store the documents without approval, also can store it out here. Right, guys, so this is one of the approach that we have seen, that through an email how the applications can come up here. The next option out here is the you see the portal. Right, so here we have a portal. You can see for number of templates, for number of processes, like in banks you may be having a saving account, a credit card, or the personal loan. Right, so all these templates for different applications are available. Let's see how the saving account looks like. So the moment I click out here, so the saving account window opens up for you, and here you can furnish the detail. I mean, the customer can furnish the detail, right, like this. And right, he can submit it. Right, wherein once it gets submitted, it will ask for the relevant documents which you can pick and choose. Right, so the customer can pick and choose from here. Right, all the documents can be attached. Right, so this way user can attach all those required documents. And finally, right? So all these documents can be uploaded into the ActiveScript environment, right, guys? And you can see a reference number has been generated here, which you can track later on, right? You can just copy, and if you want to track it, you have a track option been given here. Just use this one to track the your application, right? What is the status of application, so the customer can know that what is the status, right? And in case you want to upload it again, right, you can upload it again, the documents which you might have missed out, right? So this is how the portal will be there for you to, I mean, to the customer, to the vendors, those who want to initiate any application can also initiate via this channel. The other option, the last option out here for initiation is OmniScan Web, right? So this is again an important feature been given to you wherever there are physical documents, right? So those can also be initiated out here, right? So a user can initiate the application from OmniScan Web, and this is the option been given to you. And here we are. Again, you can see there are a number of applications been showcased here. So user can open the relevant template, right? So in the template, you can see that all the fields which we have just seen are available here also, like the first name, last name, mobile, and all the details of the customer will be there along with the document type down under, right? And this application can be connected with your scanner also, right? Or in case you already have the image within your local system, you can use that also and can pick up the documents from here, right? So this is how the documents can be added from here, and you see the upload can happen, right? So you can delete the records if it's been wrongly been uploaded. So you have an option to delete the records also, and then you can upload with a fresh records. So all options of OmniScan will be there for you, where you can delete the pages, you can insert the page before and after, right? You can rescan in case you are connected with a scanner, so you can rescan, right? And finally, in the last option been given to you, that you can export it into the ActiveScript environment, right? So that's the approach been given. And if you look at the right hand side, so there are multiple options to improvise the quality of an image also, right? Even to an extent that you can use OCR and barcode to extract the data. However, that need to be configured while creating a template, right? So these options are very much been part of this application only. That means through OmniScan Web also, you can scan the documents and can upload it into ActiveScript. And further to that, this is same approach needs to be followed. That means the processing of the documents will take place in a similar fashion as we have seen in the email part, right? So guys, finally, last but not the least, the mobile app has also been there, which helps you to process the application on mobile also, right? So these are different options that you are been available with, and all these are available on cloud, as I said. So guys, now the forum is open for your questions. If you have any doubts, any questions, please feel free.
Thank you very much, Mr. Devinder, for your precious time. So we have a couple of queries here, which I'll be taking up one by one. And since we are short of time, I'll be answering them in a shorter manner. And if you have any further query, you can reach out to anyone from Swamiji Group or either Newgen for the resolution of your queries, and we can have a demo specially addressed for you. So one of the customer has asked, like, how can we upload documents in batches in ActiveScript OmniScan feature? So you see, if you have multiple branches, you can install and take the license of the OmniScan software for that branch. That branch can intake the physical set of documents and can scan them and push them on ActiveScript. So in this manner, ActiveScript is helping you to intake the documents in physical format, and you can scan them at any point of time. Now, next question is, what is the level of modification that can be done by the partner on ActiveScript? So you see that ActiveScript is a SaaS-based offering. It comes in a standard form of offering. So it has basic not it has basic configurations that can be done by the partner before it will be deployed on your uh, organization's server. So there can be the nomenclature change, the portal change, and the configuration that can be a miniature configuration that can be done specifically for your organization. Now, next question is mobile application included in the ActiveScript? Exactly. Mobile application is included in the ActiveScript. So this ActiveScript solution comes in a bundled package which contains multiple offerings like, for example, the mobile application, the portal, pre-configured processes, which individually takes a lot of time to configure as well as a lot of money to configure. So they comes in free of format, a space and a storage place on Azure cloud, as well as the OmniScan software, which you have seen for scanning the physical set of documents. One has asked, like, what is the security level of the ActiveScript and the Azure version of the cloud? So you see, Azure cloud is hosted and is reliable and is compliant with around 90 plus certifications. It has been relied by more than 95% of the Fortune 500 companies when it comes to this in terms of security and hosting the data. They have a disaster control where your data will not be lost if there is some issue with the cloud as well. So your data is fully saved. So someone has asked for the pricing and space per user. Yes. So regarding the pricing, we can connect at later stages on call, and we can have a discussion over that. So yes, there is another question by Minakshi. Do we have a mobile app for the same? Yes, we have a mobile app for processing the documents at any point of time. So you see, if you have received the documents, you can process them and upload them using the mobile application. It is for the various verifications and authorization at any point of time. So I think that was all. Thank you everyone for your time. Thank you, Krishna ji, for your precious time, taking out your time from your busy schedule. And I hope everyone stays safe. Please take care of yourself and your family. And if you want to know more details about ActiveScript, the commercial part and the basic nitty-gritties, you can reach out to anyone in the Swamiji Group like Rajeshwari or Naveen. And also you can reach out to me directly at Newgen. My name is Mohammad Saad Beg and I work in the channel sales team. Thank you very much for your time. Hope to see you all. Thank you very much. Bye. Take care.